again, you see in the first half, it's come alive. As Fenton and Jermaine have come alive.
When you got the ball, what were you thinking about? What happened?
Scoring. I was thinking about scoring. I wasn't thinking about giving up the ball at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice job, nice job.
They got the best point guard in the league, although right now, I think we may have the best point guard in the league.
She was like, I am not getting up for nobody.
You gotta, listen to what the players complain.
Then he turned around and called that.
Lately with 4 and the rest of the team with 2 and 1. We'll go with Reese. Reese with 24 points. Jerry Knight coming over too right now, presenting the game ball to Jamal Reese.
Jerry Knight right here.
Jerry Knight, we tried hard to believe that you didn't score 45 in your career, in a career high.
Shots, I can tell you, but I didn't score. It's quite an impressive record because he broke Mike Fahey's record, and I was coaching then. It's quite an impressive record, I can tell you right now. We're very proud of him and want to give him this game ball to keep as a souvenir of breaking that record.
Congratulations. And they're the starting lineups for your Highlanders.
And on after this free throw.
Samson, Jermaine, and of course, the one and only Leo Martini.
Leo Martini's actually here in a working capacity tonight, Kevin.
At the halftime is our very own #1 statistician, #1 Highlander, Mr. Murph. How you doing tonight?
Doing just great. I'd be doing even a little bit better if that score was the other way around.
I hear you, I hear you.
Currently with 6 points, Joslin going to the line for 2.
Number 31.
Get on the line, guys.
I have a little something for you, Jeff, that I got when I was in
Can we do the
New
team
Orleans.
first? We don't want to run out of time.
We have plenty of time, Jeff. These are some beads that I got from
I'm
New
definitely
Orleans.
not wearing that during the game.
Oh,
okay?
put it on. Put it on.
This isn't Jim and Bob, okay?
This-
I'm not wearing these.
Everybody will agree they're actually Super Bowl beads from the Super Bowl that this past year that the Patriots won. Put it on, Jeff, just for the people at home. Just do
I'll
it
wear it
people.
for a second, Kevin.
Just for a
okay?
second.
See what you think.
Get it? Get
Look
it?
at that, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that, huh?
Look at that.
Mr.
Look at
Wood,
that.
huh?
Thank you for joining Jeff Argenziano and Kevin Scott here on Educational Channel 15. We'll be back here next year, no doubt.
What do you think?
I'll be here. Have a good night. Thank you.
That was a beautiful fake there, Kevin, because he
Right.
faked the spin and then went straight up for it. The D not happy.
Would you?
I'm not happy either, Kevin. I'm never happy. People think I'm a jolly good fellow, but I'm really a miserable person.
I'll leave that one alone.
I think they're really good. Oh, look at they get up there. They get up there.
They get really hard.
Yeah, they do.
They're not that trucks. No, we're the best halftime crew in the city, baby.
Yes, we are. Woo-hoo!
And at forward, senior captain, number 50, Alex Gomez.
So now, Kevin, why can't it be like that every game? See how the cheerleaders are lining up there? Why can't we have this every
I
game?
have no idea.
For all of you that have influence over anybody that can provide that for every game, give them a call.
Yes.
Now, this is the MIAA Blue Book. This is what governs sports in Massachusetts. Okay? We're going to flip to a page in here that lists the sports. Okay?
Yeah, you will find us there.
Okay? What's missing on that page?
Cheerleading.
This team does not deal with embarrassment the way other teams do, Kevin. Some teams will crumble. This team is ready to prove. All right, like Kelsey. Come here, Kels. Okay, now Kels, if we were calling you Kels and you didn't like that, right? You'd say, my name's Kelsey, right? You tell us flat out, okay?
Where is everybody?
Told him to go back. Okay,
Relax.
You guys speak for the team, right? Hold on, hold on.
You can see. Who was that? Who was that?
Johnny Dennis stands up right in the middle there. He's going to go 6 for 6 from the free throw line right now. Okay, Kelsey, you come to practice. Who, besides your brother, okay, he doesn't count, okay? But who on this team, okay, do you guys really connect with the most? And who do you follow, you pattern your play after, Corey?
I follow along with Daryl a lot. I'm always talking to him. Yeah. SYL and stuff. I'm taking to a Celtics game, the 27th.
That's great.
Yeah.
Kels?
I don't really know, but probably Daryl too, because he hangs out with my brother a lot.
Since September, now I cut it in September.
Oh, you did?
I was probably the same haircut as you, you know? Grows real quick.
If he wanted to, he could still grow that out. He just chooses
no,
he
not
just
anymore.
sticks with the style.
But
you know?
I had one bigger than
Actually,
him.
you look like your father if he grew his hair out.
So you have the afro pick with the fist and everything?
Yeah.
Chris Colley, one of the captains, talk about the effort you gave tonight. Rebounding, push. Jeez, can you get your girls to keep quiet over here?
Yo, ladies, after.
Hey. 4 points for Fixama.
Chuck, is his name Edwin or Edward?
Eddie.
We'll call him Eddie?
Yeah.
Eddie? We'll call him Eddie.
Call him Edwin. Eddie.
Well, wait. According to Coach Jerry Knight, it's Edward. But anyways,
His real name's Edward, but we call him Eddie.
all right.
We'll double check with Edwin afterwards. That's
I mean,
Kelsey.
I went through a whole year calling him Steven, what is it? Celestian?
Mark, you
When
call him
it's
Celestian for a whole year. Okay, and again,
we're
guys,
trying to get
all
this
right,
set
listen, we're
game
going to say
on right
this
now.
once and for all.
If you know they were calling your
we are
name
doing
wrong,
something wrong,
tell us.
We're not going to cry.
We're not
all
going to bite your
Just
head
come
off.
and tell us.
Please.
All right? Tell us. You know where to find us. It doesn't matter what people say about you. It matters what's in here, and it matters what's in here, in your preparation and your game plans. Okay, we're going to bring us a little closer to you this time.
You know, the thing, I mean, I tell the guys, they can't worry about that stuff. Winning's going to take care of itself.
There you see JV coach Mark Anelli, freshman coach Matthew Desmond.
I want to thank Channel 15, and of course you fellows been here 10 years, and Jim and Bob have been here maybe a little longer.
14,
maybe
this is their
14
14th
years.
year. Kevin's been doing it for 13.
You fellows have a different style from them, by the way.
Running down the stars again from Malden, Wadsworth, Papagallo, Robbins, June, and Verity, all seniors, Kevin.
I say just go straight to Flanagan. First play, right when you get a chance, get it into Flanagan.
Now, Bryce, we're going to do a little practice right now because you claim you can't be hypnotized.
I cannot be hypnotized.
So, right now, Lee is going to be holding the ball in front of you. Follow the bouncing ball if you can. Okay, watch the bouncing ball because that's the way it's going to be following Bryce up and down the basketball court. In different leagues around the world, and every company has a different feel. So, I mean, you've never touched this ball before in your life. You could go out there and start shooting. You'd probably make 9 for 10 to begin with. But
I'll make 9 for 10 with any ball.
I mean, this was the only time I got to play basketball, and I had a good time. I mean, I'm gonna miss playing in this gym. So, I mean, this is my last year.
If you take care of business, you should have one more home game here.
Yeah,
Definitely.
hopefully.
One on your left, Matt Desmond in the middle, and Paul Garrity will come out of the pack. This coaching staff has a 6-2 record right now for Somerville. Paul Garrity down there in front of the team, Mark Antelli getting the board ready. They're going to diagram what plays they're going to run right now.
Okay. We get our routines, and it basically sticks. The dances, it changes a little, but then we learn other ones that aren't in the routines.
That's the rest of their routine, Kevin, right there where they stopped before.
Anyways, thank you all for joining us for this wonderful season. And
hey, everybody with your Sunday Herald. There's your prediction, Ventura.
We will see you Wednesday.
Upset special. Who else did he pick to be upset here? Arlington over Masconomet. Well, hey, Brian Emerson. you know. And now we're going to Franklin for 20 points for Franklin leading the way. How many times are teams going to leave you open, Franklin, for threes?
I don't know. Today I had a personal challenge with Coach Anto, move without the ball. I think I accomplished it. I don't know. Yeah, shout out to my girlfriend, everyone, my fans. I want to thank my sister for coming on my game. She looks up to me. I love her. That's cute.
So now, what do you got to think
to
about?
my boy Kevin Scott.
Doesn't have anything. Goes into the lane. Nice.
Nice.
See, look at that. That's perfectly executed play.
Please.
I didn't know that before. I thought he could
Play that back. Play that back. Oh, Lord. Travel, Ricardo, please.
Nah, that wasn't a travel.
There you see Taylor Copeland along with Samantha Clark and Cherry Canavan. They will be heading to Florida for nationals, Kevin. There you see Harry really. Here you go, Kevin. Here's the play. Catch the ball. Doesn't dribble.
He doesn't dribble.
Hop step. Could be the travel of the year. Where did Taylor come running from?
I don't know.
It takes a lot of guts to go out there and do it, and they were really helping this team.
Your Highlanders are coached by Mr. Mark Antonelli.
Another missed free throw. Because that's where they want to be. That's where they're going to dominate, and they're going to show who they are. However, 22 points, JT. What happened there?
He's a big kid, so I'm just working hard down there.
Yeah.
I told you guys we were going to catch this win tonight, so.
Yeah, you did. You mentioned that earlier.
Highlanders are coached by Mr. Mark Antonelli.
That's Julio, former Somerville basketball point guard, Julio Rivera. Julio once scored 27 points in the first half against Revere. Not two. If there are two, it's a coin flip. Three, they start picking names out of a hat.
I've never heard. That makes sense because I've never heard of a three-sided coin.
For the singing of our very own Mr. Doobie.
Allowed on the bench. So teams that have a lot of assistant coaches like Cambridge, okay, you have to take a look at who you have on there. With your managers, guys that do your points. Somerville, we'll have to count them. They might have more than 23 guys.
Oh, shout out to Rubens, big shot three. Y'all seen that?
Let's get Rubens up here.
Yeah.
Hey, big three. Big three. You know what I'm saying? I'm that cute on TV. You know what I'm saying?
That's all you have to say?
I'd like to thank Malden High for being patient and being gentlemen about this. Thank you, fellas. And let's have a great game tonight.
Justin Berry, Sal wants you on that baseball diamond.
All right.
All right, let me just go over the Somerville stats real quickly. I read off almost all of them, but just to get them credit.
Ferguson looking to push. Nice bounce pass. There you go. Perfect bounce pass from Ferguson.
People shall include coaches, managers, and medical personnel. No spectators are allowed on the bench. Here's the end, Kevin.
There we
and
go.
here's your 2015 GBL champions.
Unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable.
Here we go. Here's number 2. For
That's no.
Pilot.
Co-GBL champions for the first time.
First time since 1988. There you go, guys.
All right, man.
You guys got a special squad. All right.
All right, Derek. Thank you.
And good evening and welcome to Highlanders Basketball. I am Kevin Scott. Joined alongside me is my partner in crime for the 20th season, Jeff. And the tip is up and it's out of bounds. I don't know if you guys just seen it, but it was a nice mirage of things with Jeff and I over the past 20 seasons of us being together, Jeff.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as the game goes on, Kevin. But right now we'll get to the game action. We missed the starting five, so with the first dead ball, we'll go over the starters for you.
But the Highlanders are hosting Excel in the blue. And Somerville with some new uniforms, Jeff. Oh, you're going to be a foul count basket.
Basket counts and a foul by Balbuena. So your starting fives for Excel, which is the former South Boston High School: Harris, Balbuena, Arthur, Beckett, and Joseph. And for Somerville, your mainstays for this year: Lucas, Chris, McCune, Carls, and Craig.
Ball's out of bounds. Still Highlanders ball.
Foul will be on 12. Carls Alphonse, his first, team's first. So new uniforms for Somerville, a little blue on the shoulders. And a transfer this year, Kevin, number 20. Everybody knows his father, and everybody knows Matthew because he is from Somerville. Matthew McCune transferred over from Malden Catholic, number 20, at the top of the key with the ball right now.
Brings it in with a little raindrop, gets it blocked. Rebounded by South Boston, or Excel.
Yeah, we'll call him South Boston. Everybody still calls him South Boston. Technically, it's Excel. It's been Excel since 1990.
Oh, really?
But everybody still calls him South Boston. Rebound to Carls.
Oh, Carls throws it away, though. And South Boston throws it away.
Turnover by number 10. And what you'll see from Somerville this year, Kevin, missing from last year is your 4 top scorers, from Deshaun to Salim to Fru to Vito. Those 4 guys scored all your points last year, just about. And you're missing the backcourt, which had the ability to score 20 points in a given game. Fru had the ability to score 20 points. That's what you're missing this year. We'll talk more about the transition that this team is going through as the game goes on.
McCune almost had it. Picks up his dribble, brings it up, swings it around. Oh, nice pass.
Dish to Craig. Craig's going to have some big minutes, big points this year for Craig. There'll be no messing around this year. He knows what he needs to do, and he's going to block right there. Oh.
Strong move there by number 14 for South Boston, Joseph Abioi.
And the rules have changed for the PA announcers, so we're going to have to talk about this because
it's always something changing.
You can't announce the score.
You can't?
Yeah, they changed that rule. Rebound to Lucas.
So the PA announcer can't announce the score.
Basically, they wanted it so you didn't overemphasize calls, but they made an adjustment from last year. One of the timeouts, so read the adjustment. Because then you just have somebody standing there. And why do you have a PA announcer? Nobody follows the rule.
Do they ever, Jeff?
Some people do. Well, Somerville does.
Carls with the rebound. He's looking to push. Got a 2-on-2. Brings it straight into the lane. Gets his shot blocked.
Number 4, Balbuena. That's 2 blocks.
South Boston looking to push. Little ups and over. Nice move.
Number 10, Christian Arthur.
Highlanders down by 4 with 5:30 to go in the first quarter. McCune gets away with the travel. Dumps it down. Gets his own pass back. It's going to be a foul on the floor on the pass off.
Looks like fouls on number 10, Christian Arthur, his first. Team's first. And it's funny that the one rule that everybody decides to follow is the rule that, like, makes absolutely no
sense whatsoever. Yeah. Ball was sure he had no rotation on that shot whatsoever.
Well, that's the thing. He shoots kind of a knuckleball, and you'll see McCune doing that.
Oh, did they count that?
Count that basket. It's a little late. Continuation there, Julian. Fouls on 2-1.
That was almost like that.
Basket counts and a foul by Balbuena.
Well, I'm drawing a blank on the dude's name. What's his name?
Well, it happens a lot in the NBA, if that's what you're thinking of.
Plays for Houston with the beard.
James Harden.
James Harden.
11 to who put that in? Can we get the PA announcer, please? I think 11 put that in. You know what's amazing is I went to their scorebook and everything. No, 10 and 12.
Kuhn, foul line jumper, brick. But great rebound by Craig Thompson for 2.
So that's 4 points for Craig, offensive board. So a lot of adjustments need to be made with this team this year, and we'll talk about that as the game goes on.
Oh, both teams are a little bit rusty, Jeff.
Well, first game for everybody. 2 full weeks of practice and tryouts and scrimmages. Craig can hit that, Kevin.
And he does.
6 points for Craig.
Killing the high top fade there, Jeff.
Yeah, the little kid who plays on the mic, right?
Both him and Chris David.
Chris David, yeah. During football season was even higher. Shaq.
Shaquille Joseph with the rebound. Ball's out of bounds, still Highlanders ball.
Checking in is number 3, Angel Cortillo. Leaving is number 2, Marquell Harris.
Oh,
almost a turnover. But see, Chris David was the starting point guard second half of the year last year, Kevin, so he has a lot of on-game, in-game experience, and he knows he's going to be the leader of this team in that sense. So, Kevin, during this foul, 20 years for us together, 23 years for you, announcing Somerville High School boys varsity basketball. And at the intro, that was a little segment of team highlights. At halftime, we have a special gift of moments, and then at the end of the game, we have even more special gifts. So stay tuned for special videos for this one and only one-time event, 20-year anniversary of Kevin Scott and Jeff Argenziano as announcers of Somerville High School boys varsity basketball. Shaq in the paint.
Nice move by Shaq.
And basically, for all you that watch the football team, you basically, besides McCune, have almost your entire football team out here.
It seems like the norm, though. Like, Everett has been doing that for years.
Yeah. Well, Somerville's done it for years, but this year was the extreme. McCune's got to hit that. He's just got to be ready to shoot. Reset.
There we go. They reset it, Shaquille up to Lucas. Chris Davis brings it in. Oh, gets his shot blocked out of bounds, and it was
3 blocks now for Balbuena. Now, you have from last year. Chris David, as I mentioned before, your starting point guard. Lucas got major minutes off the bench, and Craig started sparingly. Your other starter, Justin Berry, you'll see at the end of the bench, Justin Berry has a broken hand. His left-handed he broke Thanksgiving Day.
Ooh.
4 for 3, Balbuena. He has 7.
Shot. Highlanders looking to move it around. Kuhn gets it on the wing, dumps it down. Oh, nice move by Craig, but should have been a foul on the floor, Jeff. But Shaquille gets the put back for 2.
Offensive board by Shaq. That's 4 points. And they're staying close here, Kevin, with 2:20 left to go.
That's the shooter. Oh, you don't sag it. You don't sag off of him. There you go.
Great save.
Travel, no call. Nice defense by the Highlanders. Chris Davis looking to quick outlet. Oh.
Turnover on Lucas. So those are your starters, your coaching staff. The only difference this year, which you have, is Matty O'Donnell, former Highlander, is now on the bench. He is the freshman coach. John Carlton is coming into the game right now, number 23. He's a 3-point shooter. Watch now for McCune to handle ball along with Lucas, with Chris David out of the game.
Short. The Highlanders got to learn right off the bat. They got to box out.
John's getting trapped. So Kevin, your starting power forward would be Justin Berry, who's on the bench. Red cast on his hand, broken hand Thanksgiving Day during the football season. So he'll be back probably about 3 weeks, he told me earlier. And Donovan Palmer He's got an injured ankle. He's sitting next to Justin Berry on the bench. So your change in your coaching staff is O'Donnell. He's sitting next to Matt Desmond, and now Patrick Chirafont is on the bench now. Unfortunately, we have Danny Roach doing the book for one game today. He's filling in, helping out. He's at the table. So that's your coverage, that's your bench, and of course your mainstay, Mark Antonelli, your head coach.
Chris David with the ball at the top of the key. Gets a nice pick, a little hesitation, gets his shot blocked.
Blocked by number 4.
Chris has got to pull up and hit
It's
a little
4
baby
blocks.
jumper. He's bringing it into the trees, Jeff.
McCune with another board.
Good D.
Offensive board by 22.
Get on the ground, guys. Get on the ground. There you go.
Jump ball, possession goes to South Boston. Lucas has to check into the table. This is an AAU basketball. Lucas was about to run in the game. That's one thing, Kevin, you always say. You get adjusted. You see the mistakes that summer leagues and AAU basketball does in the first couple of games when you're actually playing a real game and you have to follow rules. Follow rules, what you need to do there. Great recovery by number 3, Cortillo.
I don't know, why isn't that a double dribble?
I would say it should have been. Coach Antelli was asking for it. Shot clock violation. Turnover.
He was trying to pick it up on the dribble.
Yeah.
And then he could've, go ahead, Jeff.
43 seconds to go. Sorry, Kevin. Yeah, it should have been a turnover.
And they
turnover. Somerville on the inbound for 3. That's number 1, Joaquin. 6-point lead. And you're going to see a lot of learning mistakes this year with this team. Yeah, guys playing major roles that aren't used to, and it's going to take a couple games for them to get used to. The tension.
He's just telegraphing the passes.
Should be a technical foul on Chris David, but we'll let that one
When was
go.
the last time you seen that call?
8-point deficit with under 10 seconds to go.
They're going to foul.
Foul will be on number 22.
Lucas St. John's going to go to the line.
Celestin and Lucas will go to the line for first two free throws. This team, which everybody still calls South Boston, they've been Excel Academy for a long time. They actually play in the North Division III when they make the tournament. They did make the tournament 2 years ago. First in for Lucas.
And that is the end of the first quarter. Highlanders 12, South Boston 18.
So Kevin, going over what we have is at the intro of this game, if you're watching the intro, you watch the replay, we have a 15-minute video which gives the looks of the team. The team being Somerville High School boys varsity basketball and what encompasses the game. We don't know where all these players have played that, Kevin. We don't know of all their whereabouts right now.
Right.
We haven't kept track of everybody and the guys that are playing on the opponent's team, but we all know at one time all these guys were Highlanders and the cheerleaders themselves and the coaching staff. So we wanted to recognize everybody at the beginning of the game, part of the team. So at the beginning you'll see huddles, you'll see the coaching staff and the cheerleaders and other parts, aspects of a game. At halftime, stay tuned. We have the greatest moments from each of the 20 years. And at the end of the game, a special treat for other looks that you'll see from the 20 years of us together. And Kevin, it's been my pleasure to serve with you because it all was one day in the fall of 1996 when I started working for the city of Somerville, and you came into the area where I was editing, and you looked at me and said, hey, you want to do the games with me? And look what it's turned into 20 years later.
But a testament to you, Jeff. If it wasn't for you, I don't know if I would have been able to do it this long.
Oh, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't do it this long either. Imagine having to do this with somebody else.
Well, you make this job easy, Jeff.
And
with the time and effort that you put into with all the stats and keeping up with all the kids and everything over the summer.
Yeah, and also you'll see as the video goes on, you'll see technological advancements. We have new cameras this year, so a lot of new graphics on the screen. Credit all that to Joe Constantine, and that comes from your cable contract. So all you cable subscribers out there, keep watching Comcast, because that's where it all comes from. Kevin, I hope you have Comcast.
I do.
There you go. That was Salem over to McCune. He's going to go to Lucas.
Oh. Oh! Ball's
Stop
all
dishing
over
in the paint. Just go up with it.
He's got to be out of bounds.
Turnover on 14 as he gained possession. That's Joseph.
Wide open layups, missing them.
Well, at that point, Kevin, once you stop dishing the ball in the paint, South Boston is caught onto it. Actually, you know, the uniforms say South Boston, so we'll call them South Boston.
Nice. That's got to be a foul. Thank you.
Foul will be on number 22, Celestin, his second, team's fourth.
They're going to give Craig Thompson 2 free throws. He knocks down the first.
So, the announcer responsibilities. Last year they put in a rule because they didn't want announcers and home sites, PA announcers, not television announcers.
He breaks it, but it's going to be a lane violation by South Boston, Jeff.
PA announcers, public address announcers, to overemphasize, and a lot of times where it's high school students, they start rooting for their friends, they start inciting the crowd or getting their home crowd to be excited. Next time out, I'll read the rule and say what's going on, because right now they're following the rule too much to a team. Basically, a cardboard cutout could do better than Mr. Cheney right now. Foul will be on the floor.
Foul on the floor. Great defense by the Highlanders, though.
Foul is on 2-2 or 2-0. 2-0. 2-0 is McCune. So that's 2. Everybody remembers McCune's father. Jimmy McCune is the head coach of Malden Catholic, who actually we won't see this year in a long time. No Malden Catholic this year. So sorry, guys. But he's got a great record overall, career, Wilmington High School, Malden Catholic for the last 5 years.
Nice rebound. South Boston has a lot of ball movement, Jeff.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Little fall away. Oh, ugly shot. But
It's
Craig.
gonna come down to Craig this year, Kevin. 5 boards for Craig.
He's definitely beasting
10
on
points.
the boards.
Well, he knows this is his ticket to his future, so he's come prepared this year. Another board for Craig.
The Highlanders looking to push it now. Looking to. Oh, it should have been a foul. Nothing gets stripped. Quick outlet. Oh, it's going to be a foul on Craig, though.
Fouls on Craig. His first, team's fourth. Number 4 is
Look at all
going
this
to the
fancy
line. Oh, yeah.
graphics.
Joe's not messing around, Kevin. Joe, if it wasn't for Joe Constantine, none of this would be possible. So he's the one that's bringing all this together for you. With nice transitions now, a whole new graphic system. Okay, I told him I'm going to have to go stand behind him during one of the girls' games because I don't even know where to begin to operate this system. But we also have Ed McNamara over there, too, who took a lot of tutorials and a lot of classes on how to operate this, so he's right on top of it also. So Joe Constantine and Ed McNamara are the mainstays of getting this crew together.
And he knocks down the second. Highlanders are down by 4.
And amazingly, Kevin, as poorly as they've played.
Craig with a baseline jumper, nothing. Going to be over the back by number 14 for South Boston, Joseph Aboye.
They're racking up the
Abioli?
fouls.
How you pronounce
Everybody,
that?
yeah.
Abuye.
So what we have is, you see like everybody on the football field, number 12, Carlos Alphonse, looks like a massive humanity on the football field. Look how thin and trim he is. But he's going to use his strength to rebound, and that's what we need over the back. No call.
Oh, too hard off the glass. They're going to call that foul.
Foul will be on Chris David. So offensive board for Balbuena.
I
mean defensive
think they called
board.
a foul on Craig, Jeff.
Offensive board, Craig. No, Craig. Yeah, jeez.
It's a second.
All right, hopefully until he calls a timeout so I can read these rules. John Carlton gets some major minutes. Now your size is killing you, Kevin. Right now, you have Shaq Joseph as your tallest guy out there. And again, on the football field, the tight end, he makes a lot of catches, but here he's going to have to really use his strength.
Let's see what happens now with Craig coming out with. Oh, the Highlanders up by 4, down by 4 with Craig coming out. You have a jump ball. It's going to go South Boston way, Jeff. Ball's going to be underneath the basket.
So the change in your staff is you don't have Joel O'Donnell there anymore. That's the job that O'Donnell took over. Matty O, as everybody knew him when he played here, starter for Somerville in 2010. Running the weave right now, Kevin. Foul on Lucas. And that's what's going to happen, Kevin. When you look at right now, Somerville was very solid starting 5. Inexperienced guys who played varsity last year off the bench, but a lot of inexperience, gained a lot of time last year. So you have the possibility of huge holes that Coach Antelli has to work with when you get into foul trouble. And that's what he fears the most about this year. Pyrie's going to the line for 2. Kevin, the JV team was sitting here before. They wanted to use the table to do their stats for South Boston. I told them, I said, sorry, guys, you gotta move. And then they still came back. I went over to the table. I came back and they camped out. I said, guys, sorry. Not as bad as the guy from Cambridge a couple years ago. Almost, he actually would not move. I'll never forget looking at Caruso. Like, is this guy serious?
The stories that we could tell over the past 20 years.
Yeah, we have a lot of stories, but they'll all be told in moving pictures. That's Carl's with the crossover.
But he gets his money.
All the way.
Yo, stop him.
Checking in back into the game is number 10. That's Christian Arthur.
The Highlanders have to learn to get these guys to go east to west. Make them change direction. They're just going straight north to south and they're going straight to the basket.
And it's a learning process this year, Kevin. Whereas last year you had a veteran team looking to go deep in the playoffs, in the tournament. They lost in the first round. They had a lot of growing pains. Carlton with the board.
Big basket. There you go.
No offensive board for Carlton.
Just like we just said.
Lucas with the steal.
Nice move. There you go.
4 points now for Lucas as they cut it to 3.
Highlanders need to stop here, Jeff. Oh!
Blocked by Shaq.
Shaquille Joseph knocks it out of bounds.
Shaq with the huge block. Coach Antelli, who's getting the timeout?
I don't know who called the timeout.
Ref Julian Scott hasn't motioned yet. Who's the ref? Oh, here he goes. Ref timeout. Somerville. Okay, here we go, Kevin. I'm going to read the rule to you. Announcer responsibilities shall not be announced. Number of points a player scored, fine. Number of fouls on a player, that's ridiculous. Why they put that in there? Number of team fouls, that's ridiculous too. But this is what they're saying. You cannot announce number of points a player scored, number of fouls on a player, number of team fouls, number of team timeouts remaining, time remaining in the quarter in the game, type of foul or violation, emphatic 2 or 3 point field goal, like, Chi for 3, as Villain used to do. Okay, what you can do, player who scored, he's not doing that. Player charged with a foul, he's not doing that. Player attempting the free throw, he's not doing that. Team granted the timeout, he's not doing that. Length of the timeout, which are all 60 seconds, he's not doing that. Players enter the game in the team roster, he is not doing any of it. So what are you sitting there for? Now last year, Kevin, the rule did state.
But is he there just for kicks and giggles?
But last year the rule did state you couldn't do a couple of these things. You're taking I got to give him this the adjustment here because you can't do all of that. And right now we could get a cardboard cutout over there because he'd be doing more than that. It's like the one rule that everybody decides to follow is like.
Not saying anything. He's like, I'm just going to sit here and get paid. Highlanders pick up the loose ball.
Pardon my anger here, but there are special things in this world, and that's one of them.
Oh.
Shaq!
There you go, Shaq. Highlanders bring it within 1. Who's got number 10 down here?
Oh, you got to keep an eye on these players. Got a lot of length for South Boston. For 3.
Oh, air ball.
But they're going to call a foul on number 13, who, of course, we have no 13 on our roster. Is that 13? What?
How come this monitor can't go over here?
We're going to need to get a longer cable. Is it 12? Or no, it's foul on 12, right?
The bonus?
Foul's on 12. Beckett.
So Shaquille's going to the line for a 1-on-1 situation.
Yeah, Shaq with the 1-on-1 situation. So after the game, we have to give Nicole Veely this rule because, I mean, they had it last year. They followed it. Tim Cronin used to sit there. It just makes no sense.
Oh, I got a box.
Huge board by Beckett. That's 4.
Box out. Cut off the baseline, guys.
With that?
Number 4.
Number 4.
South Boston.
Balbuena. 11 points for Balbuena.
What's up with that hairdo? Number 4 for South Boston.
Chris David?
No, number 4 for South Boston.
Oh. Well, wait till you see Gio come in the game. He's got a kid and play box, but he also has it curled at the top. 5 rebounds.
Jerry curl or S curl?
Well, you'll see when he comes in. It's kind of like a. We'll talk when he gets in the game. We'll show you.
Way downtown, brick. Chris David with the rebound.
Gio, one of the better football players in the state.
Oh, nice.
Oh, blocked by number 12, dominating the action.
It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow's going to go Highlanders' way. Shaquille, I don't know if he was counting his steps to try to dunk it or what, but he could have had
looks
a
like
wide
he was
open
timing
layup.
him.
Took his time and got his shot blocked.
See, the reason why, Kevin, they don't want a PA announcer to do number of timeouts remaining quarters in the game because their information is not official information.
Right.
So the PA announcer could say, 2 timeouts remaining, and the coach could say, hey, you just told me I had 2 timeouts, and the rest would say, no, you don't. So that's why they don't want that.
I understand.
Yeah, I understand that, but you can do all this other stuff, and I'm going to highlight that in yellow and bring it over to Nicole Veely.
Watch it. Here's a replay. Nice pass. Wide open layup. He's taking his time and got it.
Yeah, and the nice thing, you have nice smooth transitions between replays. Everything's recording all on one card. Kevin, no more tapes.
It only took us 20 years to get this.
Even though I disagree with that. I still think there should be a hard copy of everything.
Nice pass.
Do you trust the cloud, Kevin?
I have no choice but to. I don't trust it, but what are you going to do?
I don't know. It could all disappear, or somebody could all take it from you.
It's a shooter. Bricks it.
Carlton with the board.
The Highlanders are doing a pretty good job on the board, though.
John Carlton's going to line, Kevin. He's a very high percentage free throw shooter. Also now into the game, we have Sharma. He played last year during the season sparingly. Got in the Garden game, a lot of big minutes for him. So he's got a veteran experience off the bench, and I believe he's a senior, Kevin. Sharma, a senior on your roster? No, he's a junior.
You jinxed him, Jeff.
I know, sorry. Lane violation, no. Lane
No,
violation?
No, ball was out of bounds.
Oh, Somerville ball. Back in the game, here comes McCune. We got to see a 3 from McCune here on Let's Run America's Play, which Coach Malillo used to call Eagle. Here comes McCune. Here we go. Get him. Get it to him, Carlton.
No, that's the right play. He had the lane wide open.
Jump ball. Shaq gets the board. So, Kevin, as the game goes on, we'll talk about some records over the years. 3 coaches, in our time, technically 4, but mainly 3 coaches. Next time out, we'll talk about that. Turnover on McCune.
Oh. He almost stepped out of bounds. Wow.
For 3.
Bricks.
McCune with the board.
Oh, nice pick by Shaq. There you go.
McCune for 2, his first 2 varsity points for Somerville High School. People remember McCune last year for Malden Catholic in this gym. Basically playing out of position down low on the zone.
Highlanders the first lead.
Travel.
There you go.
Turnover on number 1, Pyries. Somerville looking to capitalize on that turnover.
But check this out, Jeff. The Highlanders are doing all of this with Craig on the bench.
Yeah, and it helps. Yeah, helps Craig rest. Craig, major contributor in the football season for the first 5 games.
Bring it over. There you go. Nice pass.
Lucas.
There you go.
Basket
And one
counts on the foul.
counted, baby. Sharma's about to come back into the game, Jeff.
Yeah, don't run into the game. This isn't hockey, guys. Fouls on 14. His second.
So McCune is out. Sharma's back in.
All right, Lucas looking to hit the free throw here. Lucas 2 for 2 so far.
Shaq knocks it down, puts the Highlanders up by 4. 1:21 to go in the quarter and a half, Jeff.
Yeah, and what South Boston's gone away from, Kevin, is their interior play.
Yep.
You have a huge size, huge size advantage. There you go, attack the paint. Basket counts on a foul. Recognizing the weakness right now that Somerville has, and they've decided to exploit it. Rack up the fouls on Somerville is what they're trying to do. And we got the scoreboard being operated by Sharon Watt and Capasso. Fouls on Shaq, his first. Jump shot from the free throw line. Over the back on number 12.
Thank you. All right.
Beckett, that's 2.
Gonna go the other way and shoot some free throws.
Yeah, and that's going to be Shaq at the line. Shaq is currently 0 for 1. 1-on-1 situation. So now, players that know, some players don't know the rules because in Summer League and AAU, you just go running right onto the court. You have to go to the table, and you actually have to tap the table and show them, tell them you check it out. International, Kevin, when I played growing up in Mexico, you used to have to go, and these guys would never be able to handle this, okay?
Wait. You played international ball?
Yes, international basketball. The FIBA rules. When you checked into a game, you would have to say, like right now, McCune would have to say 20 for 21. You would have to say that. 20 para 21. You would have to say, okay, who you're checking in for. Okay, that's what you used to have to do.
Comprende.
Okay? Imagine these guys trying to do that. These guys just basically run into the game.
It's gonna stop here. It's a carry, but
power dribble. No, that's not. He recovered it.
His hand was still on top of the ball.
That was a perfect play because he recovered it. He passed it before he turned the ball over for 3. Looking all over the place is Balbuena. And he ties the score in a hurry. He has no fear. Now we'll talk about a couple of rule changes too, Kevin. The hand-checking rules are in effect. Lucas could get a little delay of game there for continuing that play, but he'll go to the line for double bonus.
How can it be a delay of game if the referee's going over, doing what he's supposed to be doing, like you say, Jeff?
I know, but don't go all the way in for a layup.
Why not?
Well, ball's dead.
Knocks it down.
Lucas now is 4 for 4 from the line. So Lucas looking to be your leading scorer with Chris David out with foul trouble.
Knocks them both down. Highlanders up by 2. 35 seconds. It's about a 5.5 differential game clock and shot clock.
So everybody get that favorite beverage and bowl of popcorn or bowl of nachos or bowl of pasta ready because you're going to see the greatest moments in the last 20 years.
Oh, this is going to be huge.
For 3, fadeaway. Shaq with the board. 4 rebounds for Shaq.
It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow is going the Highlanders' way.
10 seconds.
Find them.
Antonelli going crazy on the bench.
Oh.
These guys. Turnover. Why'd you just take it there, Balbuena? Actually, no.
You've been jacking your shots up the hole.
Actually, Beckett, Beckett, you had a wide open 3, and here comes McCune for a 3 at 2 seconds to go.
They're rolling the ball.
Oh.
Nope. But it's a great half for the Highlanders to be up by 2.
Okay, and Kevin, stay tuned for the 20 years of Kevin Scott and Jeff Argenziano. It is the team's greatest 20 moments. Here they are.
Oh, poor pass. Woo! Did you see that? You need to break out the Windex to clear that spot on the glass. Oh. Inbound the ball right there to McConan. Push the ball. You got 6 seconds. Go, baby. 4, 3, 2. They got it, baby! They got it! What you want? They count that! McConan fed with a game-winning shot at the buzzer.
The crowd is filing out right now quickly.
I think they're all trying to get at Jamel. They just want a piece of history. 45 points for Jamel Reese.
Gentlemen, we'd like to announce that Jamel Reese has just broken the high school scoring record.
Really?
You gotta think of, again, we were just talking, Kevin, if you ever seen a 45-point game, and obviously no one has in Somerville, and you think the great Jerry Knight would have scored 45 points back in his day, but obviously he never did.
Joe Killerin with the hustle. Nice tip by Joe Killerin. Chris Gardner with the read. Gives it to Gene Baptiste, pulls it out. Nice job. Joe Killerin is on fire! What you want, kids? Looking a shot there by Navarro. Bailey just going straight down. Oh! Woo!
And it was the fans in the front row that were talking about Chad should have dunked it on his last finger roll. Goes straight down the middle.
What you want? Serrano looking to push the ball. Gives it to Vellany. Vellany thinks about the 3. He drains the 3. Deshae. Gosner's like, what are you thinking, man?
2 straight blocks for Gosner. And the difference right there is Gosner is 6'7". They're not recognizing it.
Woo! Julio with the... Oh! Celestin dribbling. He thinks about the 3. He drains the 3. Boy, feeling, you see that little smile by my boy Celestin.
9 points now for Celestin. We have a 24-21 lead for Central Catholic. 3 3-pointers for Celestin in the first half, Kevin.
Sipsy with the ball on the wing. He's going down baseline. Cut off by Benoit. Blocked by the guards. Benoit picks up the loose ball, looking to push it. He has no nuns, but he finds Celestin for 3. If he hits it, the top's going wild. What you want, kid? What you want? There you go. Steve Celestin ties the game up.
24. 8-12 left to go in this half. Coach Dickler carry for Central Catholic all over his team, Kevin, and for good reason. Peabody all over the floor, Kevin. Devereaux, a wild man out there. Bounce pass. Shambos.
Easy.
What was Allison thinking?
Ah! The guards with the dunk. 10 seconds on. Nice D. Go at it. Go.
Plenty of time. Bounce pass. Oh, my word.
That's pretty basketball, baby.
Assist to Stephen Morris behind the
pretty
back.
Basketball. They need a box out.
Will box out.
Ah!
#51-52 lead right now for Somerville.
Go takes it. Stanley.
Slow it
nice,
down.
Quick.
4 points for Stanley. 18 finishes off the break.
He brings it into the paint, finds Dow from way downtown. Bang!
3-pointer by Darryl Goodrich. He's become effective.
Teague's with the ball.
Mark with the alley-oop.
Oh! What you want, boy? Holy That is not...
Mark Garrity for 3 in all your faces.
What you want, kid?
Say it, say it, say it.
What you want, Mark? Oh my! But Johnny Dent picks up the loose ball, finds Patrick. Oh no! Look at that pass, Jeff! Whoa! Did you see that?
Give the assist to Flanagan.
Woo. Garrity, quick outlet to Johnny Dennis. Johnny Dennis goes up.
Passes the save.
Almost saved it. Oh, but back to Flanagan. Oh, Pat Flanagan. Finds Cassius. Cassius outlet to Chiche. Chiche brings it into the lane, kicks out to Franklin, who squares up. Bang! What you want, kid? There you go. Oh my God! I just pulled out all of my hair because I thought I just jinxed the Highlanders.
At the end of the game, Somerville 62, Lawrence 59.
Oh my God, Jeff. Alex, that's textbook boxing out there by Alex. Finds. Oh! There you go, baby. What you want?
You see Ricky taking off from the dotted line, Kevin.
Look at that.
And during one of the timeouts, we'll talk about the low players that are.
There it is.
There it is. We see a team photo being taken with all his teammates around him. They present him the game ball.
And now 10 seconds on the shot clock. Skirby with the ball, wide open for three. Bang!
Skirby Odovan for three.
This ought to be really interesting.
Well, I want to know if.
Oh! What you want, kid?
Ferocious slam, and they've been waiting for that all year.
Oh!
Gustavo.
The exclamation point, Jeff!
The final score, Young Highlanders 60, Cambridge 49.
All right. Oh! What you want, JT?
Johnson Thomas.
Finds Rubens from way downtown.
Bang! Double number 34, Ruben Gurrier for three.
Huge 6 seconds left for Gurrier for three.
Go for a layup. And one. There you go.
Number 11, Ricky
All right. 6 seconds. Take the shot. Shoot the ball, please. Thank you. Bang. There you go, Rubens. It's about time. Hey, quick outlet. Nice.
Blocked by Salim out of bounds. Big first action for number 33 in the game.
Dykens. Jump ball stripped by Frew. Ferguson looking to put it. Nice bounce pass to Frew for two.
EJ Perry down the middle.
There you go. Move it, move it, move it. There you go, Deshaun. From way downtown. Bang! There you go. Regardless, so they're not going to be
Joe, you can pan the crowd as I start to add this up.
The misses are both, but Frew with the rebound. Can they get their first win of the season, Jeff? Great game, though. All around. Great look back over the 20 years for the boys.
Yeah, that was the greatest moments that we put together, and each year we try to pick one or two special plays from there, and you see the likes of, first clip was McConan Fenton on a block against Malden. Matt Desmond was saving the ball out of bounds, now part of the coaching staff. Matt McConan is a football coach, Matt Desmond on this staff, and all the way down to the plays with the Garden last year with Deshaun shooting a three against Andover. So those are the memories, Kevin, that we wanted to show, because we've always made it not about us, about what's on the floor and the players. And like I said earlier, all those players, we don't know their whereabouts of all of them. We know some of them, but don't know whereabouts of everybody. So we give credit to everybody, because at one time, everybody, they were all part of this program, part of being a Highlander. And again, it didn't all just start with the 20 years or the 23 years you've been doing. There's years and years of generations.
Yeah, definitely.
But what brought the program to where it is right now, that's what we wanted to recognize. So stay tuned at the end of the game for one more special treat, Kevin. It's been my pleasure to work with you these 20 years, 23 years for Kevin, 20 of us together, and that's where we stand right now, Kevin.
It's been a pleasure to work with you too, Jeff. And doing it for the kids too makes it all worthwhile. And as you say, we don't know where the kids are, but every once in a while you bump into them when you're out, and you're like, oh, okay.
And you have alums that are here tonight. Julio Rivera, who's in this video, Franklin Salvador, who's in that video. They all just came up to us, talking to us before the game, checking in. So that's when you still get a lot of the alums come back and check on things and see how they're playing. And this is the first year, Kevin, that not one player on the roster was born when we started. This is the first season. So that's how old we're getting.
Woo!
So
Wow.
Second half's about to start.
Hey,
Joe
guys.
Constantine going over the halftime scores for South Boston. Arthur with 2, Beckett with 2, Joseph with 4, Markwell Harris with 2, 6 for Pirates, and leading the way, Bob Wendell with 14. For Somerville, 2 for Carlton, 2 for McCune, 9 for Shaq, 9 for Lucas, and leading the way, Craig Thompson with 10 big points. So that's your team right now, leading by 2 points. And Coach Antelli's looking to get off the schneid here. Last year, Kevin, they started 0-6 to start the year, ended up 10-10, 10-11 overall. Coach Antelli's coming in with 83-65 career victory in the eighth year now in Somerville, 18 games over 500. So total wins in the 20 years. Somerville overall 209 and 193, 16 games over 500. We'll go over some of those stats as the year goes on, but here is the second half.
Oh. Now Craig was trying to fight through a pick.
Fouls on number 5, Craig Thompson, his third. Team's third. My team's first. Craig is now out. Can't afford to.
Wait, that was.
Yeah, he's got 3 fouls.
Oh, they called a. Oh, that's right. That's right.
So Coach Antelli way out of the coach's box right now. By the way, the refs side do something about that. Shaq almost with a seal, but no in. Oh, almost gets tipped in, Kevin. Down the middle is Harris and Kevin. That's what South Boston needs to look at. As you say, they scored a majority of their points in the paint. In the painted areas, my idol Hubie Brown says. Coach Silva has to pay attention to that. Ooh. They opened the box and I got all that. And Kevin, as time goes on, we'll go over some of the alums that are playing. In college, at the next level, as they say.
Finds Shaq. Shaq has it down off the glass for 2. Strong move.
And that's what's going to need to happen right now with Craig out of the game. 11 points for Shaq.
Oh, big
Power in the
rebound.
paint is number 12, Beckett, going to line for 2.
I mean, granted, the Highlanders made their comeback and took the lead while Craig was out, but no dispute it though. Craig is going to be the cornerstone of this Highlanders basketball team this season.
Foul will be on Chris David, his first. Kevin, those who remember South Boston, 3 state titles in the 90s, 91, 92, 94, 95, back-to-back 95 and 96. Those were the days of Jonathan DePina, who once had 48 points against Bishop Fenwick when they were 18-5 in 97.
Nice move by McCoon. Brings it off to the lefty, can't finish. Shaq almost got called over the back.
We'll give the rebound now to Beckett. And Kevin McCune, he's got to knock those down, Kevin.
Too much time.
Carls.
Straight north to south. With a little raindrop for 2.
First 2 points for Carls on the season. 36-32 lead. Great spin.
Nice defense by the Highlanders. The Highlanders looking to push it now.
Travel. So in 1990, Kevin, South Boston Educational Complex became Excel High School of Monument and Boston Green Academy. Since then, Monument and Green have moved on, and they are now named Excel High School, but they still call themselves South Boston. So a little confusion for some people. Travel. Almost a turnover, but it gets tipped out of bounds by Lucas.
How did he not call that travel?
This team plays Division III North in the tournament in 15 last year. They were 5-11. They got into the tournament because of the Sullivan rule, and they lost to Chassin in the first round. They were 5-12 to end the year. For 3. You got to get on that. 8 rebounds now for Beckett. And Kevin, there was no better backfield than Chris David and Carlos Alphonse this year in the Greater Boston League. Shoots that knuckleball, Kevin. Another rebound for Beckett. Oh, he has great release, which is amazing, Kevin. With the perfect form he has, you would have to. I don't know, how can you? It's almost impossible to do, but he does. I went to high school with this guy named Steve George, and he did the same exact thing. Perfect release, perfect form, and was able to shoot a knuckleball the same way. That guy went to Holy Cross. He didn't play there. But we have an Ed McNamara sighting. He's the heart and soul of this broadcast. 3-second violation, no call. Another board. McCune with the board. And McCune with now is 4th rebound.
Beautiful pass.
Who's that? Shaq hit that? Yep. 13 points for Shaq, and he's exceeding all expectations right now, Kevin. And you want to say to South Boston, why are you not pounding in the paint with your size? Another 3. Off the shot clock, out of bounds. People remember Bill Laughlin, who's now been the coach at BC High for 13 years. This will be his 14th year, but he spent 19 years at South Boston. He's former point guard at Northeastern. He's a 4-year starter there. He once had 17 assists against Delaware. Laughlin, great head coach. He was a head coach when they won their state titles in the 90s. McCune, turn around. Jack.
Coach Anthony knew they got away with one right there. But they had a 5-on-3. Bring it down into the paint. Pass the ball around. Dribbling right into the trees. Chris David going to the line to shoot 2. He knocks the ball. Hey, White, for 13. Look this. You're rebounding 2. You're not making up, right? Hey. Next second, I put the Highlanders up by 8. Just under 4 to go in the fourth quarter. We got a timeout by South Boston, 40-32 Highlanders, 3:54 to go in the quarter.
So, Kevin, this gives me a chance to go over some of the changes this year in the rules. We talked about the announcer rules. I thought that was going to be Chaka Khan the way that song started. Actually, ESPN, Kevin, ESPN Boston put out their top lineup for Eastern Massachusetts. They got Cambridge as number 1, Catholic Memorial 2, defending state champion, Putnam, defending state champion runner-up, who play out in the West at Springfield. They're 3. Central Catholic 4, Marlboro 5, St. John's Prep 6, Everett 7, St. John's of Shrewsbury 8, Danvers 9, and Mark Garrity, and 10 is Bridgewater Raynham. So those are your top 10 teams for ESPN Boston. And in your top 3 teams, we have Daughton. Shaquille Daughton is on the 2nd team for ESPN, preseason All-State. Other players you'll recognize: Brandon Twitty from Catholic Memorial, the guards; Tenaglia from Tewksbury, Laughlin from BC High, Tyrone Malone from Putnam, and Chris Doherty from Marlboro. That rounds out your first team All-State. So those are some of your teams. Log on to ESPN Boston in the high school section. You'll see that. Timeout South Boston. Both teams now have 4 remaining.
Oh, call a foul. Ball skipped up to the top of the key. Back over to the wing. Nice D by... Oh. Beat him to the spot, Jeff. Good D by John. I don't know how they call that blocking foul. Ball's underneath for South Boston. The referee told Desmond to keep it quiet.
Well, he did go overreact on that play.
Travel.
Kevin, I thought Franklin moved away. He came down at halftime to talk to us. I haven't heard from him.
Franklin has a daughter who's a year younger than my daughter. We were just talking about that, about being fathers.
No.
Hesitation.
Franklin's sister in her senior year now on the girls' basketball team, starting guard. Fuck!
Shaquille with a big block, but it's out of bounds off of him. Still South Boston ball. 8-point lead for the Highlanders, under 3 to go in the quarter. Shaquille been playing great D the whole time and just...
Who hit that? You got to turn that audio down.
I can't remember. Number 14, I think it was. Oh, nice move. Kick it out to McCoon from way downtown. Coach Antonelli doesn't mind that he shot the air ball. He's telling him to go ahead, shoot it again. He knows what's going on. All right, here we go. Oh, man, Matt cracked him with the elbow.
Increasing that lead now, Kevin.
I will let him shoot all day. Shoots from his hip.
All right, I found what I was looking for, Kevin.
Oh, wait, the ball. Okay, here we go. Highlanders ball. Matt with the ball. Back to Lucas. John puts the ball down, goes baseline, gets his shot blocked, gets his own rebound, puts it back up, can't finish.
Another rebound by Balbuena. That's 5 blocks on him. He's got 14 points in the first half. Kevin, blocking foul on Lucas.
Yeah, I would let him. Number 1 for Joaquin Paris.
Here comes Craig with that foul trouble. People don't recognize Franklin without the mop he used to have. Gotta find out what he's doing for a living these days. Craig coming back in. That'd be a good thing, Kevin, to find out what all these former players are doing for jobs. You know, and who's the most successful? Well, no, I'd say probably by far is Gosner.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's not even close. Again, we don't know. We don't know everybody's financial situation.
Right.
Okay, but I'd probably say, I'd be willing to bet that Gosner probably made the most coin of anybody, right?
Bieniemy, Peter Bieniemy is
he's doing well. Yeah, gets a lot of overtime, right?
Yeah. That's all he does is get overtime.
Actually, Beckford is in the Somerville Police Department. So yeah, but I'd say Gosner by far. McCune with the rebound.
Matt got his money. Oh,
And Kevin, opponents that played against Somerville, I'd probably say Nerlens Noel, probably
Yep.
doing the best. You know, there are some NBA players that have played here. In this guys played overseas, made a lot of money, but I mean, it's pretty hard to make more than what Nerlens and Gosner are making. Now there's
whatever happened to like Scooty Penn? He never played in the NBA.
No, he played overseas.
Overseas.
But we have what's his name? From Malden. He plays in the NFL. Lucas going to line for 2. Lucas is 5 for 5 from the line. Somerville getting away with this game, Kevin.
Let's see. Cole Veely on the screen.
Yeah, we're gonna have to give her this rule right here to show that the microphone does have the ability to work. Silva, very quiet coach. I believe he's the athletic. He has like 3 different jobs at South Boston.
3 jobs.
I would say I have 3 jobs. You do too.
I guess you could say that. Good D by Craig. Move it, Lucas.
And that's what Craig
nice
needs.
Pass. Threads
Oh,
the
foul.
needle. Count
Basket
it.
counts.
Beautiful pass.
15
from
points
Lucas
now for
to
Shaq.
Shaquille. Lucas threaded the needle on that bad boy. Watch this pass, Jeff. Oh, you couldn't see it.
Yeah, so this guy Silva, Jeremy Silva, is actually the athletic coordinator and PE program director.
Oh, Craig with the offensive rebound. Can't finish. Ball is on the floor. Who wants it? We're going to get a timeout by Coach Antonelli. 50 seconds to go in the quarter. Highlanders up by 11.
3 timeouts remaining for Coach Antelli. That is official. And 4 timeouts remaining for South Boston. So
Lawrence Celestin looks like he's banged up.
we have alums playing in college. Billy Bonet was at Salem State. He had 3 points in a 78-51 loss against Rhode Island College, and 3 points in a win against UMass Boston, 92-70, on the 11th of November. Now Rubens is playing at Bunker Hill. They are currently 13-2. That team scored, Kevin, 100 points 3 different times against Holyoke, 107-85, 103-74 against Yukon Avery Point, and against Northern Essex, a 122-102 victory. In those games, Rubens, 10 points against Mass Bay, 9 points against Northern Essex, 9 points against Quinsimmon, and Cataway at Cataway in Connecticut. He had 15 points in a 91-73 win. He is averaging 5.7 points per game. He's shooting 47% from field goals, 36.7% from three-point line. That's very good for Rubens Gurrier. 71% from the free throw line. So you have well represented Rubens Gurrier's second year at Bunker Hill Community College. They are 13-2. And at the end of the third, I will go over the other players that are playing at the next level. Whole girls team is here too, Kevin. They're not playing tonight. McCune.
He had some rotation on that shot there, Jeff. Let's go.
6 points.
Oh.
Lucas with the Sidney Moncrief tip.
Nice.
12 points now for Lucas.
The Highlanders are trying to take this away this quarter.
For 3. Crisscross his hands. You see that, Kevin?
Yep. I think he's saying he looks like crisscross.
Well, both, yeah.
Get it.
Double dribble on Lucas. Antelli can't believe it. He's out of the coach's box. Julian Scott played for Lowell High School, Kevin. Actually, no, he played for Lawrence?
I have no idea. You would know better than I would.
No, I think Julian played for Lawrence. Watch out for a last-second shot here. Hesitation for three.
Wow.
At the buzzer, count it. Joseph.
That's a hard one.
9 points. So, Kevin, other players playing. Salim Morsami keeping Thomas College alive here with number 2. He's listed at 6 feet now. They're 5-5. They won 3 in a row. They're 3-1 at home in a win against Maine Presque Isle. 61-45 win. 6 games in a row in 5 games. He's averaging 2.6 points per game. He's shooting 27% from threes. In a loss at Kobe on November 24th, 77-61, he scored 8 points. He was 2 for 5 from three-point land, and he had 3 points against Green Mountain College. They have a bunch of games in a row in January, 6 games in a row from the 8th to the 23rd. So if you want to go and see them, pick up Franklin Salvador. He'll go up with you and show you how to get there. And we have Fru Che, who's now at Brooks in prep school. They are 2-1 over Canterbury. Fru had 21 points and 15 rebounds, double-double. Their next game is Groton today. John McVeigh is the head coach. And on the girls' side, I'll go over that next time out because we have 3 females that are playing at the next level who are doing very well. And we'll go over that during one of the next time out. So representing the boys at the next level, we have Salim, Rubens, Billy Bonet, and Fru is playing at Brooks. Technically, he is now a junior, reclassified. I'm not a fan of the reclassified process, Kevin, but...
What is that process? We'll talk about it in a
No,
minute.
we'll talk about that later.
Travel, thank you.
Basically, it's to give you extra time. Basically, just say, okay, now we're just going to make you a junior.
Well, is that the same as redshirting?
Well, it's the same as keeping somebody back. But you can do that in prep school. You can reclassify yourself. Just gives you an extra
Craig
year.
with the rebound, put back for 2.
Craig now with 12 points, 8 rebounds. Back up to 11, Kevin. Unless these guys start going inside, they're not going to win this game. Turnover.
Yeah, South Boston definitely got away from what was working. They were passing the ball as a team, being unselfish.
In the paint, working everything.
This, end of the second and the beginning of the third quarter, all they've been doing is jacking up threes.
Almost that would have been a backcourt if he recovered it anyway. So it's better he did not recover it, because if he had picked it up, it would have been backcourt, because his whole body was in the front court, and as he was picking up, his left foot was going into the backcourt, so it would have been a backcourt violation. But hey, that's all Shaq was doing, though. Very smart play by Shaq.
Lucas finds Matt, gets a pick from Craig, dumps it down to Craig, powers it in for 2.
Kevin, Craig's sister sitting next to us cheering very loudly. Craig's sister the same exact height, Kevin. Foul on Lucas. Foul on Lucas, that's his second. So Coach Antonelli coming in with an 83-65 record, 18 games over 500. While we were here, Paul Garrity, 66-45, 21 games over 500. And Coach Malone years when they were rebuilding, 60-83, 23 games under 500. And Kevin, the years when you started your other 3 years from 94 to 96, the team was 19-39. So under Kevin Scott as the lead play-by-play man, this program is 228 and 232, even though it has has nothing to do with the play on the court, but still it shows, Kevin, 228 wins on your career.
Well, those aren't all home games, though, right? That's the whole
playoff.
season.
That's the whole season. Yeah, that's that whole season, home and away. But still, you still played a role in it.
Oh, here we go.
Craig with the reverse.
Beast in this.
16 points for Craig. Balanced scoring from Coach Antonelli here.
Nice D.
Credit Craig with the block.
Oh.
Chris David going to go to the line. Craig gets a block, but it was kind of like a whoops block because I don't think he intended to do it, but he was going up with the ball, so we'll credit him with the block.
But I love the way that Chris was going strong to the hole.
Fouls on number 2, Harris. That's his second.
Definitely used a lot of upper body strength to get that up there. Almost finished. Oh, in and out.
Into the game now is Pyries. New uniforms for Somerville, Kevin. Go over some of the uniform rules. The next time out, even have more of a treat of history for you.
Oh, he misses them both.
Another rebound for Beckett. 11 rebounds.
Good D by Craig. I don't know. Pick it up. Oh, Lucas off the glass, can't finish.
Carls gets bumped by his own man. 4 points for Carls. Carls gets the offensive board, gets bumped out of the way by Craig, falls to the ground on the fadeaway. This game is now over, Kevin.
Still a lot of time, Jeff.
Self-Wilson, if they don't want to go into the paint.
Yep.
Like that. But Craig says, not going to get out of me. 4 blocks of Craig. Foul will be on 14. Joseph. Now Craig's going to the line. Craig's first 2 free throws. Actually, Craig is 2 for 2.
Yeah, you see Carl's getting bumped with the follow-away jumper.
14. That's 3 on Joseph. I think Franklin left.
No,
Really
he's
said
right
hi to me. I used to hear from him. I used to hear from him
He's
day
sitting
and night.
next to Julio.
I used to hear from him all hours of the night. Haven't heard from him in years. Another rebound for Beckett. That's 12.
Nope.
Chris David.
Yanyo for South Boston looks like he's trying to take this game over himself.
We haven't seen...
Totally getting away from that whole game plan.
We haven't seen Gio yet. We haven't seen Henry.
Oh, beautiful.
Craig.
Unselfish basketball.
18 points for Craig. McHugh
Matt.
out of bounds. Oh! That's where you get those concussion tests now, Kevin. That one right off the cheekbone. You see a replay on that. We actually know this is the dish from Chris David. Travel on Chris David, but no call. Coming out of the game is Beckett with his boards.
Nice strip by Craig.
Gets his own rebound, though. 2 rebounds for Pyries. Carls goes down the middle.
Oh, in and out.
Rebound number 2, Harris. And they're going to say you want to... Oh! Blocked by Carls, out of bounds.
Yanyo thought he had a dunk.
And Kevin, if we make another 20 years, that will be on the 20-year, the 40-year moments video.
He went up with one hand. He thought he had that dunk. Great defense by the Highlanders.
Lucas. Foul. Oh, 14's going after him. Oh, so I'll ask him if he's all right. That's Joseph. That's his 4th. Lucas going to the line. 6 for 7 from the line. 4:22 remaining. It's a big lead now, Kevin.
It's great to have such an exciting game for our first game of the
season. It is.
Lucas knocks down the first.
Somerville last year played in 4 different tournaments throughout the year. This year, only 2. Coming up on Saturday the 19th, they're at the Salem State Tournament, which Chris Harvey hosts every year as the head coach there, and they will be playing Lynn English. That game will not be as easy as this game, Kevin. So it's good to get this game in, get your action on the floor, get used to the ball, get used to the... Oh, Lucas. That's dangerous. Lucas should have kept going. Chris David held him up. Run Salem.
Does Chris Davis have a Gumby?
I don't think so. No, it's straight.
Carl's with the ball. Taking their time now. Matt with the ball. Lucas from way downtown.
Damn!
Puts the
Now
Highlanders
this
up by
game's over,
21.
Kevin.
This game is definitely over, Jeff.
16 points for Lucas. Actually, Kevin, in House Party, your girl Tisha Campbell was in that, right?
Lucas with a rebound. Take your time.
Travel.
Woo! That wasn't a travel.
Yeah, it was.
He caught it and went up.
All right,
Took 2 steps.
show the replay on that one, Mr. McNamara. Best replay technician in the Eastern Seaboard.
We're going to get a timeout by South Boston as
Here
the Highlanders
comes
go up by 25 with 3 minutes to go in the game.
Here comes
Jeff.
your replay. Kevin, as we look back in the history, Kevin, as we watched all night, a night of history, on the 29th of December in 2003 was the last time Somerville played. Can't see his feet. Last time Somerville played South Boston, they had a 78-60 victory here in this gym. People remember on the bench with South Boston with Laughlin was assistant coach Shannon Clark, who used to be the girls' coach here. In that game for South Boston, leading the way was Fred Allen with 17 points. Marlon Francois with 12. For Somerville, leading the way was Peter Bien-Ami with 20. 12 points for Mark Garrity. 7 points for Stanley Etienne and 8 points for Ro Nelson Levancy, along with 5 for Alex Gomez. That was your core of that team. Paul Beckford played in that game. Johnny Dennis, Maverick. So that was the last time Somerville played. That was under Paul Garrity on December 29th, 2003. 78-60 win. Last time Somerville played South Boston. Again, as I mentioned, South Boston is in the North 3 for the tournament. They've made the tournament 2 of the last 3 years. They're 11-8 in 2003. 2013, they're 11-8. They lost the first round. The Minutemen ended up 11-9. So this team's kind of rebuilding as well. So much information to get in, Kevin. It would help if we had a PA announcer. Carls with the steal.
Nice basket. Wow.
Carls Alphonse showing that it's not only the football that he can get creative with. 6 points for Carls. Blocked by Craig. He's done. Actually, no, it's only 4.
And could you imagine that he barely played
4 fouls for Craig.
Third quarter?
Oh, yeah, barely played.
But he's a beast, though.
18 points for Craig. But it's
great body control by Carl in that last layup.
Portillo here with 3 points, now 4. Oh, rebound to Lucas. 6 rebounds for Lucas.
Ooh, nice move by Lucas.
16 points for Lucas, too. We got a
gets money
steal.
taken.
Cortillo with the steal. Goes all the way to the dish. Basket counts and a foul on Lucas. Number 4, Balbuena. So you want to say to South Boston, where was all this in this run? So now the first time in history of the Hoop Fest. Actually, Henry getting his first action right now. Henry Augustin, football player as well. Looks like Craig's done for the night. First time in history of the Hoop Fest. It's been basically a girls' tournament here. It should be renamed the Claire Murphy Tournament. The Claire Murphy Memorial Trophy is what I would call it. And in that tournament, Somerville will be playing here on the 28th and 29th against Hampshire Regional, and then the winner or loser of Winchester and Burke. Not to be confused with Kate Burke. Foul on 14. That's 5. He's done. McCune goes to the line for his first 2 free throws of the season. Jimmy McCune here in the crowd. Malden Catholic not playing tonight. Actually, their freshman team played here earlier
Today.
because they don't have South Boston didn't have a freshman team available. So Jimmy McCune came in and helped out, brought his freshman team. And the JV team, Comac, 61-53 loss today.
Carl comes out, and Maddie McCoon is going to come out. Coming in is Sharma and...
That's Gio there. One of the better receivers you'll ever see in football. Number 11, Giovanni Pierre, known as Gio. And see, Kevin, he has a little box, but it's curled out. What do you want to call that?
Twist.
Twist, yeah.
Not so much dreads.
Sharma with the board.
With the rebound.
Well, Lucas stays in the game.
Lucas tried to do the Euro step. Whoa.
Number 2, Harris. Short-circuiting the scoreboard. Timeout, Anto timing out just a sub. That's a rule change that we've seen. Back in the day, they would have made you take the whole timeout. But what they do is they call a timeout, and that's the signal. Traveling signal, just saying we're just changing the play. So a team gets credited with the timeout just in order to put a player in with a minute to go so you can stop the clock. That's a rule change that we've seen in our 20 years.
So, wait.
So Antonelli gets credited for a timeout, but he gets to sub in Douglas Perez. Doug gets into the game for his first varsity action, and Sharma gets fouled.
Oh. Sharma gets his money taken.
Cortillo.
So I'm trying to still make sense of that new rule change, but...
Well, it's not new. It's been going on for a while. We just haven't seen it recently.
Oh, really? Oh, nice move.
Who was that, Henry?
Henry Augustin for 2.
Henry, a football player. He will be back next year on the gridiron. Look at the height of the guy at the end of the bench in street clothes. Imagine if he was playing.
You know?
Offensive board by Joseph. Kevin, they're making a little run right now. 41 seconds to go. Oh, throws an alley-oop. Carlton knocks it out of bounds, though.
Are they really trying to throw an alley-oop just now? Come on. Dude, Yanyo should have been taken out of this game with his antics.
Foul is on 23. That's Carlton, his second. 4 is at the line. Balbuena can't hit their free throws. So next home game that you'll see, the two of us will be on the 23rd against Boston English. I'll go over then the females that are playing at the next level because I ran out of time here. We didn't get that timeout I needed. So sorry to those out there. That's you, Melissa Baptista, Esther, and Indy. Block. 6 blocks for Balbuena.
Quick outlet.
Giovanni does not come in too late. Hold it up. They said hold it up, but...
Yeah. Why are they still trying to score? I mean, you got to understand these kids are, most of these kids on the court were JV players, or kids that don't get that much playing time, so.
Have a great evening. We said going home this evening. Thank you for coming.
And the final score, Highlanders 70, South Boston 54. Great game to start the season with both Jeff and I and you guys at home. The Highlanders are coming out with very spirited effort right off the bat. Lucas, some very unselfish guard play to start it off. Coming in with his sophomore year, he's doing very well, showing some leadership right off the bat. Same with Chris David. Chris David's playing solid, very strong D, very solid player. He's going to be great. And then Craig Thompson. I believe with those three, that's going to be your big three right off the bat with Lucas, Chris David, and Craig Thompson. Craig's definitely gonna be the cornerstone of this team, both offensively and defensively. Got into a little bit of foul trouble on the start of the game, but the Highlanders were fine for this game.
So going over the stats, Kevin, for South Boston, 2 points. Bring us closer. 2 points for Arthur, 2 points for Beckett, but that does not explain what Beckett did. All that height and size, Kevin. 12 rebounds, 2 blocks. Beckett with only 2 points. 6 points for Pires, 6 points for Harris, 8 points for Cortillo. A lot of them coming in the second half. 13 points for Joseph, and leading the way, Balbuena with 17 and 6 blocks. They were 7 for 16 from the free throw line. They are now 0-1 for Somerville. Balanced scoring attack. 4 points for Chris David, but controlled the action well. 6 points for Carls. Huge layups in the fourth quarter.
Showed a lot of body control on 2 separate plays during the game.
Very good, very good. And again, playing football at times, man, more concentration, is lifting weights and playing football. It showed. Still has basketball ability.
He's definitely solid.
7 points for McCune in his first Somerville action. Now balanced. 15 points for Shaq. 16 points for Lucas and Craig with 18 and 8 and 4 blocks. The only downfall for Coach Antonelli, 13 for 22 from the free throw line. So that's something they need to work on. Okay. So what you look at here, Kevin, is players who were dominant football players all fall, did not play a lot of basketball. Coach Antonelli had 2 weeks to get them. They had 2 scrimmages, actually 3 scrimmages. And this is your first game. So you got to get them into the basketball mentality, basketball shape, which is different from what Carls and Chris David are used to, getting pounded in the backfield. Craig was in the line, getting pounded that way. So now you get your physical back for basketball. And it's going to take a few games. And it helps to have an opponent like South Boston. And then you have Lynn English coming up, which is a strong program from the Northeast League. And that's on Saturday at Salem State in the tournament that Chris Harvey hosts at Salem State. Then you come here at Boston English and you have 2-3 solid teams in the Hoop Fest. So this is what perfect start for Coach Antonelli.
Also forgot about Shaquille. Shaquille's a great. I mean, he had what? 16,
Shaq had 15 and 8.
I wanted to mention him as well. Coming off the bench, he's going to be one of those complementary players that the Highlanders are going to need throughout the season.
And he was here last year. And again, that's what Coach Antonelli will look at the matchups, where you'll see when Justin Berry comes back, your size comes back, your power forward, a couple weeks down the road. But Shaq is also, he might start depending on the lineup matchups, interchangeable with Carls. Your mainstays from your starting lineup are going to be Lucas, Chris David, and Craig, and McCune, but you'll flip-flop between your power forwards. And when you get back with Justin Berry, who's not so much of an offensive player, but a defensive player, and that's where this offense from Shaq will come into play.
Now bring some size to the Highlanders. The Highlanders are going to be playing on Saturday, December 19th against Lynn English at Salem State. And then you see both Jeff and I again next week, Wednesday, December 23rd, where the Highlanders are going to be hosting Boston English.
Now you take a look at us now, the way we look, okay? And as we close out this game, Kevin, our 20-year celebration, they're only going to celebrate it today. We're not going to make this a whole year-long thing like Kobe's going to be doing as he's retiring, so you can get all the gifts and all that stuff. Okay, now we're going to see how we first started our first game, which was December 1996. Okay, and we're going to bring that to you right now, Kevin. So that's where we stand right now.
Nice.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to the 1996-97 Somerville Highlanders basketball season.
I'm your host, Kevin Scott, along with Jeff Argenziano. How you doing?
Highlanders are hosting the Medford Mustangs.
They're going to improve, and they're going to get their act together.
Right. Well,
lost all 3 games, Kevin. Now they're at 6-6.
The crowd is jumping and roaring. The music is really loud.
And Cambridge now. Oh, sorry, Lance. Now remember, back when Kevin started, there were only 5 games done. Kevin, you don't want your girlfriend to know anything. Okay?
But then again, see, he's giving it to me
so
on
I don't
TV.
forget. I forgot the last time. This is proof.
Here.
You still can call the Globe and pitch your team. Okay.
Anyway,
well,
there you go.
This is your future right here. So throughout the year, we're going to bring balls from different leagues, from overseas, and just to show everybody the difference.
Can't even spin it.
Yeah, it's tough.
A lot of people can't even imagine me with hair anymore, Jeff. Jeff and I are going to be back here next season, so I know everybody at home wants to stay home and watch Jeff and I. How you doing tonight, Jeff?
How you doing, Kevin?
You're in real form today, aren't you? Take a deep breath.
15 years, Kevin. 18 years for you.
But anyways, Highlanders come out with a victory over Concord Carlisle.
For a little while.
Thank you.
It's been my pleasure to work with you, Kevin.
They seem like they're a smaller team than the Highlanders. And welcome to Highlanders basketball. I am Kevin Scott. Joined alongside me is my partner in crime, Jeff Argenziano. How you doing, Jeff?
If he's been doing this his whole career, Kevin.
Dude.
He's been doing this his whole career.
Don't even get me started on this, all right? For Jeff Argenziano, I am Kevin Scott. Have a good night.